It's long been inevitable that all elite clubs across Europe would be interested in signing Jude Bellingham when the time comes that he leaves Borussia Dortmund. But just in case any recruitment teams have been living under a rock, the 19-year-old performances at the World Cup have ended any sliver of a doubt regarding his destiny for reaching the very top of the sport. It may look from the scoreline that England beat Senegal easily enough, but it was uncomfortable for the opening half an hour. Bellingham sorted matters though by assisting Jordan Henderson for the opening goal before playing a key role in the build-up for the second. Now, watching him with the ball, carrying it upfield was a perfect snapshot of his strengths. It would be inevitable that he would generate even more transfer interest in Qatar. Paris Saint Germain chairman Nasser Al Khalifa has effectively thrown his club's hat into the ring in the race to sign Bellingham, as he revealed when complimenting the player to Sky News. On a purely financial level, the move to the French capital obviously makes enormous sense for any player. PSG have the biggest wage bill in Europe's big five leagues, and the trio of Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi and Neymar lead the way in the player standings, with Sergio Ramos in the top 10 best paid footballers too. But would the transfer make sense from a football perspective? It's going too far to say Bellingham has already conquered German football, but he certainly looks at home there despite still being a teenager. The standard is a level below in France's League One, making it a step backwards. As per the Euro Club Index, 7 of the top 40 clubs across the continent can be found in the Bundesliga, where just 3 are in France. Bellingham's chances of winning the Champions League would increase with a transfer to Paris, though that would be true if he was to choose any of the super clubs with whom he's been linked. However, for all their spending power, PSG's record in Europe's top competition is not very impressive. Since they were taken over by the current ownership, PSG have reached the Champions League final, but have also recorded more round of 16 exits than semi-final appearances, 4-2. As they face Bayern Munich when the competition resumes early next year, they could easily fall at the first knockout hurdle once again. Suspicion will always linger that a relative lack of competition domestically leaves PSG undercooked for the toughest challenges Europe has to offer. There's also the issue of it being very hard for a midfielder to be one of the main men within the PSG team. The front three inevitably overshadow the players stationed behind them, and the lack of defensive work places a huge burden upon their teammates. Former Red Gini Wijnaldum learned this to his cost after joining PSG when his Liverpool contract expired. The move went so badly he was later named League One Flop of the Year. When later securing a loan move to Roma, Wijnaldum reflected upon his time with the Reds, as well as being described as a perfect midfielder by Jurgen Klopp. He said, "It's always difficult to say what is the perfect midfielder. Maybe I was for Liverpool, but I understand that things can be different for another team." It's easy to take the latter part of the quote as implying that he was just wrong for PSG. Bellingham's ability is such that he would back himself to succeed where Wijnaldum failed, and Paris Saint Germain would expect him to, given the outlay involved. Even if the above are all valid reasons for the young England international to not join Mbappe and co in France, that does not mean Liverpool is his perfect club either. It might be worth Bellingham reflecting on the experience of someone who's recently played for both clubs before making his final decision.